Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how I made this beautiful cross wreath for Easter. I am Uri. I am so glad you're here. This is the first thing I did. I cut this fabric for the back and I'm going to be using this poly mesh ribbon. It's a 10 by 10 inches by 10 yards. And I'm going to be using zip ties or pipe cleaners to tie the mesh, and I'll show you how I'm going to be cutting it. I'm going to be using the wood burner. Make sure you have a glass cutting mat to cut this. Don't use plastic mats because you will burn it. And I'm going to be using this ruler to measure the mesh. I'm going to be cutting 10 inches in width. And I'm going to be very careful here not to burn my fingers. And I'm going to just move the wood burner very slowly to cut everything. And it cuts really good. And the reason why I'm using this burner is because I want to prevent the mesh from fraying. And it does a pretty good job. I'm going to continue cutting all these pieces. I'm going to be using approximately 16 pieces, and I'm going to show you how to place it in the cross wreath in a minute. Get very careful not to burn your fingers and hold it tight so it doesn't move. And then you are cutting the sizes precisely. Okay. So now what I'm going to be doing is opening this and then making kind of like a triangle like this, folding it and then bunching up and then folding it to create kind of like angel wings, maybe bunny ears, I don't know. And then I'm going to grab the zip tie and I'm going to put it here. As you can see, I already attached two pieces. I'm going to attach the third one here in this section, and I'm just going to tie it nicely. Now I don't want to leave this side on the top, so I'm going to turn it around after I tie it a little bit. Let me show you how. You see, so the part that's bulky, it's going to be on the back, and then I tie it really nicely and cut the excess. I'm going to be placing 3 in each section. Okay. And I'm going to continue making the same, folding and tying everything together. I got this idea from Julie's Wreath Boutique. She has a YouTube channel and it's all about wreath. She is huge in this area. She has beautiful designs and I got this idea from her. Now I'm going to be placing 3 on each side. Let me show you how. You can also use the pipe cleaner. I find the zip tie to be easier to use, but if you don't have any zip ties or it's hard for you to find them, you can use the pipe cleaners. Okay, so like I mentioned before, I am going to be using 18 in total, 9 on the bottom, 3 on the top, and 3 on each side. As you can see, using the pipe cleaners takes a little longer, but it's very doable. After I complete all this, I'm starting to put all the greenery and the flowers. All of these I got at Hobby Lobby. I find that they have the best selection and the best quality, either Hobby Lobby or Michael's. They're both our local craft stores, and they have a very good selection. This part, it's all on you. It's the created part. It's just putting all the flowers and all these different greeneries that you like the best and enjoying this process. For me, this is the most fun part. For me, this is the best way to handle all the stems individually, so I can place them as I wish. And I'm going to be placing it right here, the first group. I'm going to tie it with a zip tie. And then I'm going to mirror what I just did on the other side. And I'm going to place it right here, my next group, and using the same zip tie to tie it together. I'm going to cut the extra stems that are here overlapping on the top. And I'm going to flip it and make sure that the zip tie is showing on the back, and I'm going to cut the excess right here. And I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other two sides. As I mentioned before, this is the most fun part. Enjoy this process and place your greeneries and flowers as you wish, trying to keep a balance and coordinating the colors the best way you can. I'm going to secure it better later with hot glue. I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue to make sure that with time they're not going to fall off my wreath. For these next two groups, I am going to secure them before I add them to the wreath. I found that that was the best way, so I put them together. I'm securing it with one zip tie, and then I'm adding another zip tie to then connect them to the wreath. And later, I'm going to show you how I'm going to cover the zip tie that's showing here on the top. Okay, so trying to just get rid of these stems that are showing on top of each other. It's like trimming your garden. Now it's time to add the last touch and cover the zip tie. I'm going to add 3 flowers here using these protectors and hot glue. One here, and the last one here. I think it came out beautiful. Now the next thing is to cover the bag. As I mentioned, this is optional. I'm going to use zip ties to attach this fabric, making a little hole in each corner, and I'm going to be just attaching it with this zip tie and adding glue as well all around. These zip ties are a little bit thinner than the other ones, and then again, if you don't have zip ties, you can just glue the fabric to the wreath using hot glue. This trick, it's so awesome. I saw it in TikTok. I add a little bit of hot glue to the new stick, and then I attached it and glue it to the one that is already in the glue gun. In that way, it doesn't fall off. And just glue all around to make sure that it's not going to detach. Okay, and that's it. Don't you agree that came out beautiful? And I'm ready to celebrate Easter now. God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Until next time, goodbye.